A little bit different music, a little bit different style for a little bit different of a good news show. Hey everybody, my name is Chip Brewster. For those that are seeing this Across America Good News edition for the first time, know that this is not the typical. I'm not usually sporting my one holiday ugly sweater that I get to wear like once a year, nor this festive cap, which, hold on, there we go. Now we're in the right mood. This is a sort of holiday special. I cover a lot of, or at least bring to you all, a lot of great local feature stories, and I do include a number of the season. But for this one, that's all we're doing, focusing in on the season, which leads to a note for the parents and the kids out there. We will feature a number of stories with some Santa's helpers. So there's my heads up for you. That said, what are some of the stories that we'll get to experience together on this special edition of Across America Good News Edition? Well, one of them, it's about local culture influencing a local toy, which is really cool. On one of the homes that is out there, you know the homes I'm talking about, a unique take on a holiday decoration, a nearly 100-year-old tradition of a local town, and then two more stories there. You saw a little tease of the video focusing on this time of year and children's hospitals. Can't forget about them during the holidays. Before we get to those, though, we will begin with a story from our station, WDKY in Lexington, Kentucky, about another tradition, this one involving the railroad. And without it, the mountain towns that it touches would not really have quite the same season. You'll see why.
These days, it's not common to see large crowds waiting for a train to arrive, especially in mountain communities that haven't seen passenger service in decades. There must be a VIP on board.
Santa sees you, Merry Christmas!
This is the CSX Santa train, which has been transporting St. Nick into Appalachian coal country since 1942, on a route that runs from Pike County, Kentucky to Kingsport, Tennessee. Generations of families have received gifts this way, stuffed animals thrown by Santa, and toys, clothing, and food handed out by an army of his helpers.
They were excited that it was the quickest they got ready in a long time.
The train makes 12 stops in Kentucky and Virginia, with people lining up for hours in tiny communities where a quarter of the people live in poverty, a region where thousands of coal mining jobs have disappeared.
That's why I told my grandson, I said there's a lot of kids that don't get anything, so this means a lot to those families.
On this run, the first stops of the day came while it was still dark in Kentucky, with heavy rain not dampening spirits in Elkhorn City. But there was light at the end of the tunnel as later in the morning, the skies cleared and the crowds grew larger.
It's my first time and it's really, really fun.
The Kingsport Chamber of Commerce started this more than 8 decades ago to thank the mountain people who made long trips to the city to do their shopping, and the railroad was more than happy to get on board.
These folks in these communities host us every day. They host the railroad, and so to be able to do something like this to give back to them is really important to us.
As the annual visit grew in popularity, so did the train. Now 13 cars long, loaded down with 15 tons of Christmas cargo.
It takes a train this long because of the volume of gifts Santa will give out. By the end of the 110-mile route, volunteers will have distributed more than 35,000 toys, books, and backpacks.
Santa couldn't be more welcome anywhere. He's greeted by cheers, Santa! And music, and signs. There are smiles for miles.
This is God's country. I mean, this is to ride through these gorges over here and see the beauty. It's hard to beat.
I like how they hand out lots of presents for Christmas and for lots of kids.
I enjoy seeing children, they enjoy it, and I enjoy it for them.
We have not walked a mile in anyone's shoes that's out here in these crowds. And we know that the toys and the goods that are going out, they're going to find the people that need them.
It really starts the holiday season off right for this community. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful thing to have.
I see Santa Claus.
The stops are brief, just 10 or 15 minutes long, but they create memories that will last a lifetime. And folks around here know
Merry Christmas!
Santa will be back same time next year. His train always runs on time.
And that is the flavor of story that we're going to have throughout today's show. Just that those local traditions that really we all can share in because they all have the same meaning. These are the darkest days of the year, literally. It's just how science works. And yet it's those times that kids are so impacted, that memories are made, that families come together, that we remember each other and help each other out, right? And sometimes it's not as direct as a train with Santa on board giving out gifts. Sometimes it's something just to make a smile happen. So here I don't have many props. This is I got what I'm wearing and this. So this is a little gingerbread house that my kids made. It's cute. You know, they're 3 and 6, so I'm not expecting artistry out of it, but they're proud of it. They might have the memory of making this with their family, and they might grow up one day to become a baker who does something truly incredible in the space of gingerbread houses, which is what this next story is about. It's coming from our station in Denver, Colorado, KDVR, and it is definitely, for me, the largest true gingerbread house I have ever seen.
This is the first time we've ever done a house of this size. We always have our smaller gingerbread mountains in Mistletoe Village, but this year we wanted to go a little bit bigger and do a freestanding house in the lobby. And we rolled it out and we cut it with cookie cutters and baked it.
I saw yesterday that you cut it.
That many. So the house itself has over 500 pounds of gingerbread dough to construct it all. There's over 500 shingles on the roof alone. We're gonna use about 1,000 gumballs to decorate it with lights. It's taken us about 6 months to bring this to life. We wanted to have a mountain cabin feel. So there's a lot of fun elements and details that are going into this. I'm a really, really big fan of skiing. So of course I had to make a gingerbread pair of skis. We've got a gingerbread welcome mat. We also have a wreath for the front door made of cookies. And then we even did some stones to highlight the chimney as well as the gingerbread trees. So there's just a ton of those little elements that are gonna be added on at the last minute that just make it special and are gonna make it a lot of fun to see all of the little details. We got some smoke coming out, and the smoke is cotton candy. This is so much fun to be creative in my role and for our pastry team members here. Each one of them has spent at least 3 to 4 hours working on this house out in the lobby. So it's an opportunity to interact with our guests, interact with the families here who get to kind of see the process of the gingerbread house being built.
It smells so good.
Oh, thank you so much. We're using real cookies. We left all the spices in the cookies, so this entire lobby smells like gingerbread. Do you guys need some candy? I have some extra candy canes. Yeah? I really want this to be something people can look forward to every year of coming to see our gingerbread lobby house. You guys want a candy cane?
Now, look me in the eye and tell me you didn't have the exact same thought that I did. I want to take a literal bite out of that house just to see, right? You know, it's cool to bake it and construct it. I want to see the expertise of the baking of the cookies as well. Okay, we got a lot more stories for our little holiday Across America Good News Edition show. We do have to take a really quick break, but when we come back, we are headed out, let's see, Connecticut, Missouri, Louisiana. We're really going across America in this one. I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, and thanks so much for tuning in, for watching this on your local Nexstar station. I didn't do my typical intro at the start of this, so if you haven't seen this for the first time, I already talked about how this is very non-traditional for the show. But what is traditional, what we're continuing to do even on this episode, is taking these great stories that are done locally by your local Nexstar station and bringing them all together to show some of that good news, in this case, some of that holiday spirit that really happens coast to coast. So this next story demonstrates that perfectly, because we're going pretty far northeast, all the way to the state of Connecticut. This coming from our station WTNH in New Haven, and talk about a local flair on a holiday tradition. As much as I want to tell you what it is, I think I'll just let the story do that for me. Check this out.
the Christmas tree, one of the oldest signs of the holiday season. But no one decorates quite like a group of people from a small town in Connecticut.
Welcome to the Stonington Lobster Trap Tree. What you're looking at is 460 traps that were purchased brand new to create this beautiful exhibit,
Which is decorated with 178 buoys, not exactly a traditional Christmas tree ornament. Each one, weighing about 30 pounds, is hand-painted by talented artists from across the state.
This one here is in honor of Ruth Buzzy, a famous actress who's from Stonington, Connecticut.
Located not far from the Stonington Harbor, the tree's maritime theme means a great deal to the locals.
We have Connecticut's last commercial fishing village. We have the perfect reason to celebrate our community.
This is the 5th year for the lobster trap tree to stand as the town's main attraction.
Another interesting fact is no machinery is used whatsoever in the building of this tree. It is 100% done by hand.
Susan Scala is a local artist who was there on day one, lending her talents to the project.
And all of a sudden, everybody wanted to be in it, and everybody wanted to be part of those buoys. And now we've got this explosion of art and creativity. It draws people, and it helps small businesses, and it's helping my village.
And people start lining up nightly at 4:15, anxious to see the tree come to life at 4:30. Caroling and jazz ensembles are also part of the holiday magic. Stonington, a great place to find unique holiday cheer when cruising Connecticut. Reporting for News 8, I'm Ken Houston.
Lobster trap tree. And then the fact that I wish they'd shown it at the start is at the very end there when they light it up. Like, what a centerpiece for that town and for that industry to feature their local lobster trap folks really involved. And then, of course, the local artists that get involved with the buoy decorations. It has to be buoys. Had to be buoys on the lobster trap tree. Let's keep this tour going, shall we? Off to Missouri we go next. This one is from our station KSNF. They're based in Joplin, but it's about a different Missouri town that has got a tradition going back nearly 100 years, and it's one that you can participate in if you so choose. Learn about it perhaps for the first time now.
We are in beautiful Noel, Missouri, the Christmas city.
And at the heart of Christmas City, you'll find the post office, where the holiday greeting and festive postmark Noel is stamped on envelopes of cards and letters.
We've been doing this since 1932. So as I said before, Noel means Merry Christmas. We're excited about being here in the center of Missouri, in the center of the country. So a lot of folks, they'll come down and they'll bring boxes of cards that are already addressed and stamped, and they'll ask us to put that special cancellation on them. They go all over the world, and we're really excited to help them out.
In the weeks leading up to Christmas, the Noel post office receives tens of thousands of cards from around the world.
It's usually around 65,000 is what we stamp. I'm going to try to reach 100,000 is my goal this year.
Postmaster Patricia Coggin, along with her team of volunteer elves,
I couldn't do it without the volunteers.
Stamp each envelope with a red wreath, a green Christmas tree, and a red and blue sign bearing the city's name. And a century later, the tradition is going strong.
Seeing the smile on these folks' faces, they know they can trust us with their mail and things like that. We take that for granted sometimes, but you know what? We're going to keep going strong every year. But this tradition, oh my gosh, having folks come down here, bringing their kids and grandchildren, seeing the smile on their faces, talking about Santa Claus, can't beat it.
To get that holiday mail stamped in the Christmas City, send cards and letters to the post office located on Noel's Main Street. We posted their address on our website. Reporting in Noel, I'm Dustin Latimer.
Which does bring up a great point, one I try to include in each show, just to remind you, in case you want more information on any of the stories that you see. Part of the reason I tell you what Nexstar station it came from is so you know where to go to get that more information. So in this case, KSNF, and you can, if you want to learn more about Noel and that tradition and the address, probably for next year by the time you're watching this video, you can do so there. I've got one more local, it's not even a tradition at this point, but it is a celebration of local culture around this time of year, coming from our station, WGNO in New Orleans. And it's a toy that was inspired by a local figure. Let's say that. You'll see.
Oh, it's a very New Orleans style Christmas here with Spy Boy toys.
Move over, Elf on the Shelf. Spy Boy is the new toy in town, created by New Orleans artist Compton 3.
Spy Boy is an art toy based on the Mardi Gras Indians of New Orleans. Honestly, part of it is based on my influences growing up. So I'm a kid from the 90s, cartoons, video games, vibrant colors, all of those things influenced me, as well as my heritage from being from New Orleans. My grandfather used to mask as an Indian back in the day, and I kind of combined both of those influences together. The character is named Spy Boy, and whether you know or not, each name is a title in a tribe. So there are Spy Boys, Flag Boys, Wild Man, the Big Chief. So in the tribe, he's essentially first up. He gets to scout and see when another tribe is coming, and he sends the signal back.
How do you create it? How do you make these toys?
I work at an art gallery uptown on Forest Street, and I make my own silicone molds. I mix resin, and I cast that inside of those molds, and the pieces are formed. I put those pieces together, paint it up, and voila.
He makes other characters, pins, and t-shirts.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had one of these when I was a young boy growing up.
Me too. I think Spy Boy is important because, for one, it's something I wish I had growing up. And I look at it as it's something for the next generation. Imagine growing up in New Orleans and seeing this every day. You get to see your culture, you get to see yourself. Spy Boy is like home.
How cool is it that like kids can set these up at their house and have like a Mardi Gras Super Sunday, like the way we used to set up like our G.I. Joes?
You told me something I didn't even think of.
So this Christmas, you can have your own Mardi Gras parade under the tree with Spy Boy. Kenny Lopez, WGNO News.
Very much only in New Orleans. And if you're living there, you might have seen this story, but if you aren't, probably only seeing it here, which is also really cool. When we come back, we have a few more stories to touch on to finish this holiday celebration of sorts, including those couple that go inside a children's hospital and might have you feeling the feels, so to speak. See you then. And welcome back to this special edition of Good News Edition. Again, my name is Chip Brewster. 3 more stories to round out this episode to get us into the new year. The first one coming from our station KSNW in Wichita, Kansas. And it's about one of those homes. So here's the thing with this particular story. We have done, as a company, multiple specials, local specials, national specials about lights and homes that go all out. I've included a couple in the regular Across America Good News Edition, but it just didn't feel right not including at least one story in this particular show featuring one of those homes. And so I went with this one. It's cool, it's over the top, and at the very end, you'll see why I went with this one, because of the neighbor. Just a little hint. Check this out.
Short sleigh ride up Tanglewood Road.
Which house is it? Oh, there it is.
And you'll see, every year, a home decked out with snowmans, Santas, and cheer.
It's definitely tucked away, but people have been coming here for years.
A passion project from Michael Russell that started small.
A few inflatables, a few lights, kept building, building, building.
And now an icon beloved by all.
I never imagined one day to be this.
The ambiance, the joy are meant for everyone.
One of my favorite parts is when you get someone who's like 80 plus years old. It brings back all these Christmas memories for them.
And a guest book lays at the entrance, open and ready for people to share what's on their mind.
That's where I get my kick of it, is the reactions. I made someone's night a little happier. One lady wrote that she was feeling kind of lonely that night, and this brought her spirits up.
It's a Christmas staple for many.
We've been here in the years past and always really enjoyed it, and of course have heard more good things about it and decided to come back and check it out.
A strategy, a process to honor the holiday.
And I start in the middle of August, start putting things out. I start with the roof, then the sides, then the front.
Lots of time and effort go into this display.
I've learned over time what I can and can't do and how it works the best to get it all up in time.
And though Russell always sets the bar high, the point, the promise, is to make the Christmas spirit fly.
Did you see it? You saw it, didn't you? Right at the end there, the little pan across from that house to the neighbor's house. That would be me. I don't know. I got a kick out of that. I'm glad that the photographer or the reporter, whoever made that creative decision, decided to include it, because that's what really made it for me. Well, don't even bother trying to compete. Just send people next door. right? We all know those houses. Yeah. Anyway, okay. 2 more stories. These ones, kids' hospitals are involved. So prepare yourself. The first one, it's not like sad. I don't want to say that, but it's just like something about kids and this time of year. So this first one coming from our station, WOWK in Charleston, West Virginia. And I've seen a lot of stories in children's hospitals where they try to bring the season in, presents, visits by special guests, etc. But I hadn't seen this particular take on doing that. Check it out.
They say a ticket to Christmas can reach near and far, even to a child's hospital room. But a Christmas tree farm? Yeah, that travels well too. The staff at CAMC Women and Children's Hospital knows their patients would rather be at home for the holidays, so they brought a piece of the tree tradition to them.
Well, obviously, it's hard to have your child in the hospital at any time of the year, and it's especially hard during Christmas. So we thought this would be a great way to keep that tradition, to have a little bit of Christmas decoration and a Christmas tree in their room for the holidays, just so they could have a little bit of the holiday spirit with them while they're here with us.
Each department decorating a tree that symbolizes more than the brands or toys they are decked in. They symbolize the power of community and the meaning behind the celebration.
The entire hospital came together as a team and to really bring the Christmas cheer and the Christmas spirit to all the kids that are here in our hospital during the holidays. And it means a lot to them and to the patients and the families that everyone is sharing the joy and the spirit of Christmas.
Patients took a tour of the tree farm and then got to pick the perfect one for their rooms. That way, the hospital staff can deliver it and let in some light by their bedside. And when they do get to go home, the patients will take their tree, toys, and decorations with them.
It's a great reminder to everyone that they are loved, they are brave, and they are strong. No matter what they are going through right now, there's a village around them. There's a village of people that will always be there to support them.
Cutting down on heartache by spreading a message to some pretty strong children and families. Reporting in Charleston, Sarah Davis, 13 News.
And that is quite the Christmas tree farm as well. Decked out, decorated, presents included. Very cool. And thank you for doing that, I got to say. Last story for this holiday special. This one we're taking you inside of a NICU, and it's coming from our station KREX in Grand Junction, Colorado. And this one is very specifically all about that special visitor who takes the time and has a connection to visit the parents and their kids.
To see a little tiny hand that's not your own blood grabbing a hold of your finger, it was pretty moving for me.
It's these precious moments that have brought Santa Claus back to the neonatal ICU at St. Mary's Hospital for 17 years to snuggle and bring Christmas joy to his smallest little friends.
It's been my honor to be Santa for those babies on their first Christmas.
I just love it, and she seems to love it too. All the Santa cuddles, and yeah, it's fantastic. I love it.
Baby Ivy is Kira and Jeremy's second child in the NICU. Their firstborn, Dean, was here for a harrowing 29 days fighting meningitis.
It seemed kind of like the end of the world sort of thing. It was 11 o'clock at night.
He started showing signs of distress, so they had to do an emergency C-section, and he was born with the meningitis.
Now here with Ivy, they're comforted to see a holly jolly face.
It just brings some light to a not so ideal situation.
It's a situation Santa knows well. He too has walked these halls, not just as Santa Claus, but as a father and a grandfather of NICU babies.
I didn't even get to hold my son. They took him immediately. He was my second born. My daughter, she went a little bit. I mean, we got to at least hold her for a second, and then she was gone.
His granddaughter, Poppy, spent 64 days in the NICU and is now happy and healthy at 16 months old. Santa hopes parents here at St. Mary's are given the same gift this Christmas.
They got a team working for them that'll do miracles, and hopefully these children get to go home soon.
And that is the last story of the show, chosen very specifically to end on that note of hope, of the special time of year that it is, and how one person, whether they're wearing red or not, can make a difference in someone's lives. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Across America Good News Edition holiday special. And I can't wait to keep this thing going in 2026. Until then, I'm Chip Brewster. Happy holidays and a happy new year.